Hello there, it's Mario here. I hope you're doing well. It's a beautiful day here in Barcelona, Spain. And in this video, I want to talk to you a bit about meditation. And this is a topic that I wanted to cover in a video for a long time. And it's something that I've been practicing for a couple of years now. And every time I mention it at a seminar with friends, with family, with clients, there seems to be a lot of confusion involved. There seems to be a lot of myths that people believe, a lot of things that prevent people from starting to practice meditation, a lot of information overload. And that's something I want to clear up in this video. I want to simplify it. I want to put it into a practical guide for all of you guys that are beginners or intermediates with meditation that will allow you to become more consistent, allow you to understand the practice itself in the way I understand it at least, to help you get more value out of it. Now, first off, I want to point out that I'm no guru. I'm no expert on meditation. I'm a guy who practices meditation. I've been practicing this for years. It has changed who I am on a deep identity level. I became more present. I got more out of life. I became more focused. I became less stressed. I mean, those are some of the benefits, just from the top of my head, that I can clearly attribute to meditation practice, to consistent meditation practice. And now, what is my mindset related to meditation? That's when I start off with that, because that's going to give you an idea how I think about meditation, because it's very, very simple. And the analogy I like to use here is that meditation is like a notification system. You all know probably the Facebook notification system, right? You get a notification, there's this red thing, you click on it, you see what it is, and it goes away. Well, it's very similar when it comes to meditation, right? As you're there, as you're just relaxing and feeling and getting those thoughts to come, those thoughts are like notifications. They keep appearing, you become aware of them, you see what they are, and they disappear. And over time, the more you practice, in a couple of weeks, in just a couple of sessions, those notifications kind of slow down. They don't come as frequently. And you notice gaps between notifications. And soon, after a while, all of a sudden, there are no more notifications. You're fully present to the moment. And for people, I mean, it might happen in a month, it might happen in a couple of months, it might happen in a week. It really depends on your individual situation, but it will happen. And it's one of these things that it really helped me understand how meditation really works. It's not that I'm actively trying to do something special with the thoughts. It's just that I'm letting it be. Let it be, right? Let the thoughts come, and the thoughts will go by themselves. You don't need to actively do something. Now, that's the first thing. The second thing is the meditation practice itself. You don't need any special pose. You don't need any special retreat. You don't need to go into the nature. You don't need to climb a tree. You don't need to specifically sit on a chair or sit on the floor or have some kind of special pose or whatever. Any place you feel comfortable to allow those thoughts to come in and to go will be enough. And that's the reality of it, and that's the way at least the way that allowed me to practice it, because sometimes, of course, I mean, I love going into the nature. I love meditating in the nature here. Let's say on the beach, it would be fantastic, right? And I do come here, but sometimes the only time I have is at home, you know, between, let's say, a couple of work blocks, between going to the gym or something else. That's the only time I have. And whether it's 5 minutes, whether it's 2 minutes, whether it's 30 minutes, I'm just gonna take that time to sit down and just breathe. And that's it, right? I'm just gonna breathe and let the thoughts come, and I'm just gonna feel better from doing that. I know it's no special method. I know it's no special kind of trick, you know, like 6 tricks to get you to success or whatever the marketers and the news wants to put out there, but it's the way it works. And it's the way you wanna think about meditation is that you won't get benefits from one session. You won't get benefits from 2 sessions. It's basically, one session is not a big deal, right? One session is kind of like a drop in the ocean of stress. You know, it's not gonna make that much of an impact. By continually practicing though, you will start experiencing massive benefits. Your brain will actually start rewiring itself, and that takes repetition. And it actually isn't important how big one single rep is, how big one single session is, but how frequently you actually do it. That's even more important than the actual rep itself, because you are the person that meditates, whether you meditate 30 minutes a day or 5 minutes a day. You have that identity. I'm the type of person that meditates. Now, the other thing that I want to clear up here is that there are many apps out there. There are many systems out there. There is mindfulness meditation. There's a ton of smartphone apps and things like that. And those are all tools. I would say that the more apps I've tried, the more I've kind of went back to just being at ease with just doing it without an app, doing it without any guidance, just doing it by myself. And that's kind of interesting, right? That's the way I do it personally, but I feel like a lot of people would need the app. So this is really one of those things where you need to study yourself and you need to figure out what will work best for you. And you want to try an app, you want to try a method, you want to try a group meditation session and see, what do you feel better doing that, or do you feel better being at home and just doing it yourself? For me personally, as probably I'm a little bit of introverted, and not a little bit, probably a lot, I feel like I get most value if I'm not distracted, if I'm not surrounded by a ton of people. That's when I can really zone in and be focused. And it kind of almost reminds me the way I work, right? The way I go to the gym, the way I operate in general is that I'm not really at my best when I'm surrounded by a ton of people. And usually when I say this at a seminar somewhere, people are like, what? How are you doing the seminar in front of 100 people? Well, it's a skill. You learn how to, I guess, bring that extrovert out when you need to, but for the most part, my default is being introverted. So the way I practice meditation is kind of that way, right? I try to retreat, I try to go back into kind of my own world and just let myself experience the present moment. And now, that's a very simple guide, right? And the most important thing out of all that I just mentioned here is simply understanding that it's about consistency. It is about you doing the habit. It is not about doing it any way aggressively or just doing it as I'm just gonna meditate for 2 hours today and then I'm gonna skip it for the next 2 months. You won't experience that many benefits from it. And the repetition is the key. The reps are the absolute key when it comes to meditation practice. And you can think of it in a way that one single time won't really feel like you're doing something. It might feel awkward. It might feel weird. Like, why am I doing this? Like, why am I sitting here not doing anything? I'm supposed to be hustling. I'm supposed to be working hard. I'm supposed to be doing something actively. And that's one thing that in today's world that we're really fed with, is that we always have to be actively doing something. And that's a little bit false if you take that to the extreme. And I'm a big believer in taking action. I'm certainly a guy who's always gonna tell you, dude, like, stop reading all those books, like, start taking action. But sometimes it is good to take a step back and look at things from a macro level, where when I'm meditating, sometimes I get these fantastic ideas, how to improve my work, how to improve my business, some idea that will help a client along the way, something that gives me an idea for a video, or something that really is giving me a perspective on how I might have, let's say, interacted the wrong way with someone that I really care about. And I get these kind of thoughts while I'm meditating. Normally, if I'm in my rush, if I'm in my hustle, grind mode, I will totally not get any of this. I will be such a, let's say, zero empathy creature that I'm just gonna be going through life and just doing my thing. And in one way, of course, the ability to hustle and grind and work hard and detach yourself emotionally from, like, let's say, feeling the ups and downs and things like that and just continue to plow through is great. But it's important to also know how to step back and really feel how you're living your life. Are you happy right now with what you're doing? And that self-awareness really, really comes from those moments when you sit down with just yourself and you're able to look, what am I doing? Like, what is my life like right now? And a lot of people will almost get paranoid when they try to do this. Like, try to stare in the mirror and look yourself in the eyes for 10 minutes. It's a little bit paranoid, right? Especially if you've never done it. And things like, let's say, going back to meditation, where I want to point out here is that it's not just about sitting just calm, like, listening to something like, cloud, let's say, like some kind of magical waves or whatever, and like you have this picture of the cloudy, nice little day in front of you and things like that. It's more like, let's just enjoy and get present moment out. Let's just get what's happening in this present moment. You can meditate while you're brushing your teeth. You can meditate while you're in the gym. Meditation is, in essence, is just feeling exactly everything that is happening in the moment. At least one form of meditation, the one I'm practicing. There's probably many other forms, but the one I'm practicing is really feeling everything that is happening to me right now, trying to feel as much as and become aware of as much as possible. And that really opens up the mind. Now, that is a very, very simple way I think about meditation. It doesn't take much effort to start. Literally, you just have to schedule it and commit to the schedule. Surrender to the meditation schedule. And you will start experiencing benefits, like you will start experiencing it. It doesn't take a long time. It just takes a couple of weeks. And I know that, I mean, even a couple of weeks for some people is not enough, but as the saying goes, you know, if you don't have 20 minutes to meditate, you probably need to meditate for 2 hours. And that's the truth. That is truly one of the best things I've ever heard in my life. And it really describes the current situation, because it's very easy to let the life just pass by very, very fast. You don't become aware of anything that's going on. All of a sudden, like 3 blinks, 1 year is gone, a couple of blinks, 5 years is gone. You're thinking, well, what did I do in my life? Like, what happened? I didn't get to enjoy any single thing in a moment. I didn't feel what I was doing. I didn't enjoy anything. And the life just passes. Even though you get the result, you're feeling, well, wasn't the point of the result to enjoy the journey? Wasn't the point of the journey to be present to the journey, right? The journey is really what it's about. And if you're not meditating throughout the journey, or at least if you're not aware what is the step, what is the process, if you're not enjoying that process, you get all the results that you want. You can get that six-pack, you can build an incredible looking body, but the result itself is never gonna be as satisfying as really becoming aware of the journey and what you have gone through to get that result. That's what makes you the person who you are. It's not the abs or whatever, the result that you're looking for. And that's my final message for you here. Try it, do it, be consistent with it. Think of that notification system. Think of it as a very, very simple thing to start. Very, very practical thing that you can apply right now. You can do it at home. You can do it at, let's say, between breaks. Let's say you're taking a break from work. Maybe you're in your office. Maybe you're even in the gym, right? At the end of the workout, you take 3-4 minutes. You meditate, right? You do a plank and you meditate at the same time. You know, there's so many options that you can do to become present, to let those thoughts arise and to let them kind of dissipate, and that will change your life. So that's just a couple of thoughts that I wanted to share with you guys on meditation, how I understand it. I try to keep things very, very simple. This is definitely not like some kind of comprehensive guide on all these effects, but we can see how meditation affects us. I mean, if we look at the science of it, I know a lot of you guys love the science of it. There is certainly evidence that, let's say you're trying to lose fat, your cortisol is going to shoot up, you're going to be more stressed out. I found that meditation really helped me when I was in a caloric deficit. It helped me deal with that stress, because if I don't meditate, and I felt this on my own skin, if I don't practice meditation for a week, I'm gonna start eating more food. I'm gonna be more stressed out. I'm gonna be looking for those highly palatable, addictive types of foods that I guess I'm leaning toward when I'm stressed out. And at least from the research, we can see that it's about 50-50. You know, some people are, let's say, less hungry when they're stressed. Other people are more hungry and they're actually seeking those foods that are highly processed. And other things, I mean, it helps me sleep better. It helps me with focus, especially when I'm trying to immerse myself in the moment while making a video, for example, when I'm looking into the lens, and when I'm writing articles, when I'm writing out content and things like that. It's such a huge help to be able to be in that present moment, to be in flow. And that's final message I want to leave you here with, the second final message. Hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know in the comments what type of meditation do you practice? How do you practice meditation? Share with me a couple of your experiences with meditation, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching, and make sure to hit that subscribe button below if you haven't already, to join the community, to join the movement, and hit that thumbs button up as well to get some help with YouTube here with the video. And I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.